Hey guys, Josh here. So the first thing that you probably noticed is the new location. And that is because this isn't my usual filming studio, aka my room in my house. I'm in Santo Domingo, as I've already told you guys about almost 2 weeks ago. It probably was 2 weeks. But yeah, I'm still on vacation now, and I'm probably gonna stay here for like probably the next week or so, or maybe until the end of July, which is about a week from now. But yeah, I'm still gonna possibly get back to making videos because, as I said before, the Wi-Fi in this place is not as good as the one in America. But my dad recently bought like one of those cord things, like one of those Wi-Fi connection, like rectangle things. And yeah, I can basically use that to upload my videos. So yeah, this is the first video that I'm actually filming in my new location. And I'm in my dad's new apartment. Like, he recently just had people build us an apartment here that we can live in. But yeah. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get into the topic of this video. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing a particular system that Nintendo recently announced 2 weeks ago, and it is called the Nintendo Switch OLED. Here's a picture of it if anyone is confused. Yeah, you might probably confuse it with like an actual Nintendo Switch, and yeah, because it's literally the exact same thing. So for probably the past few days, people have been asking me, hey Josh, what do you think about the Nintendo Switch OLED? And people have been doing that non-stop, but it's okay because I love doing these videos for you guys, and in this video I'm going to be giving you all my thoughts on it. And yeah, I don't like it. Okay, I mean that's not completely though, because they did upgrade a few things that I actually like about it, but for most of it, I don't really like it. And I'm not really used to saying I don't like things I don't like it when it comes to a Nintendo product, because you all know I love Nintendo. This whole channel is basically dedicated to Nintendo and Mario and Sonic as well. But yeah, I love Nintendo, I really do. And I love the Switch, but this newer version is just like the Nintendo Switch Lite. What purpose does it have to exist? So first things first, let's talk about some of the reasons why I am probably not going to get the Nintendo Switch OLED. Let's begin. The first thing that I don't like about the Nintendo Switch OLED is it's barely an upgrade from the regular Nintendo Switch. And what I mean by that is how there have been rumors going around non-stop that Nintendo was going to make a new Nintendo Switch, and it was going to have higher ratio and just like a much better capability and stuff, aka a Nintendo Switch Pro. And it looks like this is going to be our Nintendo Switch Pro that not a lot of people are going to get, but a lot of people are probably going to get it once it releases in October 8th. But overall, all you people out there like me are just gonna probably pass on it. I mean, the price for it right now is $350, and when I saw the price, I was like, what? Like, seriously, it literally looks the same damn thing. And Nintendo did confirm that they didn't want to make the price over $400, and that's good. But $350 for this new Nintendo Switch, that's barely an upgrade. It only upgraded a few things, which we'll get into later. It probably isn't worth the price. You're better off buying like a normal Nintendo Switch. And what's really weird is how in the trailer that they made, they mainly advertised it in handheld mode, which is a mode I use like a lot for the Switch, but sometimes I find myself playing it on a TV, and sometimes when I just want to go outside, I just find myself playing it in handheld mode, because I love playing both ways. Like the Nintendo 3DS, I love the system, and the DS and the DSi and stuff. That was probably one of the best eras for Nintendo, because the DS family was really great. But yeah, the Nintendo Switch OLED, it's basically somewhat like the new 3DS XL that Nintendo released back in 2016 or 2015, I believe. I don't know. It's been years, like around 5 years. But anyway, it's basically like the Nintendo 3DS XL. And during that time, Nintendo was starting to go like really all out with the 3DS. Like, first we got the DS, the DS Lite, the DSi, the DSi XL, the 3DS, the 3DS XL, the new 3DS, the new 3DS XL, the 2DS, and then the 2DS XL. Can you believe that? Like, all those iterations of the 3DS, Nintendo was kind of just pushing it and pushing it. And I feel they jumped the shark a little bit when they made the 2DS. Because, yeah, the Nintendo Switch OLED is basically the 2DS. What purpose does it have to exist? Just like the Nintendo Switch Lite. I mean, it literally removes the 3D feature, and that was what the Nintendo 3DS was known for. It's literally in the name, 3DS. And if they just remove the feature, like, what's the purpose then? I mean, they mainly advertise the 2DS towards kids, and that probably explains why. But at the same time, the DS already has that feature, and they just basically make a new DS after an upgrade from the, like, original DS. And that's what's basically going on with the Switch OLED. Like, we got the Nintendo Switch, then the Nintendo Switch Lite, which of course had no purpose to exist because it's, like, not worth it. I don't know why people would even buy it. I mean, that's my opinion. I mean, if you like the Nintendo Switch Lite, that's fine. But I don't like it. Same with the Switch OLED. Like, it's kind of an upgrade, but at the same time, it's not. Like, it just barely has any upgrade. Like, ooh, they mainly advertised it in handheld mode, and the screen's a little wider, and it has a new kickstand and stuff, and just so, like, that's not really much of an upgrade. And the white Joy-Cons, like, I feel we already had those. Yeah, we already did have white Joy-Cons, so why would they just make new ones on, like, a somewhat newer console? So basically what I'm trying to say here is the Nintendo Switch OLED, it's barely an upgrade. They did upgrade a few things, like they gave it a better kickstand, and they made the in handheld mode like a much better better perspective in a way. And the new dock actually looks pretty cool. If they sell the dock separately, I might cop it. But I mean, yeah, I think they did say they'll sell the dock separately, and if they do, I might just get the dock, and I might not get the full Nintendo Switch OLED console. But yeah, what I'm trying to say here is it's barely an upgrade, just only a few things, and that's it. So like I said before, you're better off buying a normal Nintendo Switch for $300 rather than buying this for like $350. And the Switch OLED probably isn't going to be as powerful as the normal Nintendo Switch. I mean, that's what some people have been telling me. And they did give the Switch OLED enhanced audio, which is cool, but just again, it's barely an upgrade. Like, they should have at least made it in like a 4K kind of quality, and just they mainly advertised it in handheld mode when they should have mainly advertised it in TV mode. And it doesn't seem like Nintendo's going to make a Switch Pro anytime soon, because recently they stated that they have no plans on making any other variations of the Switch anytime this year. I mean, they did say at this time, so this could possibly mean we could get one probably the next following years or so, but I highly doubt it. Also, another thing is that they still didn't add Bluetooth support. Can you believe that? The Nintendo Switch had a problem where it didn't have Bluetooth support, and now with the Switch OLED, they didn't even add Bluetooth support again. Like, seriously, Nintendo, come on. It's not that hard. And I really do love playing the Switch in handheld mode, because it's actually like you're a really cool person. Like, oh, look, he has a Nintendo Switch. I want to kind of be like that person, and people will think like I'm cool and stuff, but not really like that way. But in any way, I kind of want to like play it outside sometimes and just show people like, oh, I got a Switch, and I just really love it, and I love playing it in handheld mode. And for the past few years of the Switch has for like the Switch, how long it's been out, it was pretty amazing. Like, we had so many fantastic games like Mario Odyssey, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Luigi's Mansion 3, Breath of the Wild, and we have way more cooler games coming out this year and next year as well. But I do want to usually put, like, I have to, like, put headphones on it to, like, make it so that I can hear it better. Like, the Switch doesn't really have that good of a sound quality in handheld mode. Like, it's okay, but it's not as good. Like, I think probably the DS had slightly better, like, I don't know, probably not, but yeah, so why couldn't they have at least added Bluetooth support to the Nintendo Switch OLED? I mean, that was like the biggest issue that the Switch had. And now that with the Switch OLED, they didn't even add it. It's like they didn't listen to like the criticism of what people gave to the Switch, which was of course the fact that they didn't add Bluetooth support. Also, Nintendo hasn't confirmed that the Nintendo Switch OLED will not have the stupid drift that those Joy-Cons have. Like, I really cannot stand the drift. Like, my Joy-Cons had drifting like for the past few months, and I had to send them to like the Nintendo repair thing to get fixed, and they came home like good as new. But why do the Nintendo Switch controllers have drifting controllers? Like the Wii U didn't have this problem, and the 3DS didn't have this problem, but why the Nintendo Switch? Like, to this day, I still don't know what causes the drift. Like, it's probably because of the dust inside the joystick and stuff. But yeah, other than that, they haven't confirmed that the Nintendo Switch OLED is gonna not have drift. It could have drift, which is another reason why I probably won't buy it. And yeah, I bet some of you guys are probably thinking I'm just whining and I'm being a little crybaby, but I'm not. I'm just being honest. Like, seriously, we wanted a Nintendo Switch Pro. We wanted like a huge upgrade to the regular Switch. We wanted it in like a better capacity and just like a bigger screen and just better like controllers that do not drift or disconnect all the time. I love this console. I really do. I love it more than words can explain. But don't take that too far. I really love the Nintendo Switch, but it did have its issues. Like, not everything is perfect. The Nintendo Switch, it is kind of a perfect console, but at the same time, it kind of isn't, because it does have issues, and not just game-wise, just the controllers and just the sound quality is kind of a little bad, but it's just something I just get over easy. I mean, I'm pretty sure they did make some like little Bluetooth thing that you can connect to the Switch and then give it Bluetooth, but the Switch should have already had Bluetooth from the start. I just don't want to add like little accessories to it and just get like use something that should have already been in the console. That should be in the console. That's what I meant. I mean, the Switch kind of has a Bluetooth support. I mean, it has the fact that you can take the Joy-Cons off of it and it just connects it immediately to it. But, like, if it has that kind of capability, why not put, like, a Bluetooth on it so you can have headphones on and just listen to it in a higher quality? And I know that there's going to be people saying it's a step in the right direction because this might get us to a new Nintendo Switch in the following years. But I'm kind of tired of that whole, it's a step in the right direction, because Nintendo, they have all the time, all the money, and all the things that they need to make the Nintendo Switch even better than it already is. So why would they need to take little baby steps in the right direction when they should be in the right direction from the start? I mean, they're a huge $1 million video game company, and they should just immediately take huge steps and make it to the right direction. They should have never left the right direction. I gotta stop saying that. But yeah, the Nintendo Switch OLED, it barely has any upgrades, and people say it's a step in the right direction when it should have like everything that we wanted the Switch Pro to have. Okay, so I'm kind of going on a bit of a rant here, but it's true because I kind of want to buy it, but at the same time I don't, because it barely has any upgrades. It's not like as functional as the original. I mean, it works in a slightly better capacity, and it's a step in the right direction. But yeah, overall it's just barely an upgrade. Also, it has 64 gigabytes. Can you believe that? It needs more. The Switch needs more gigabytes. Come on, Nintendo, please. And I can't imagine the battery life is as good as is just any better than the regular Switch. So yeah, I'll probably just stick with my regular Switch, and I'll probably just buy the dock if they sell it separately, which I hope they do. I mean, why upgrade when you literally have the same exact thing that's barely an upgrade to the newer version? That's slightly new. So yeah, I'll talk about some of the stuff that I like about it more. Like, firstly, I like that it has a better kickstand, because the Switch kind of has a pretty bad kickstand. I don't know why they just had one. They should have just added two, because it would have been much better, and it wouldn't like come off easily. But yeah, I do kind of like the better ratio of how it plays in handheld mode. Like, it has like better capability than how the regular Switch has. That's barely an upgrade, but it's kind of better than the normal Switch's capability, because it's like, of course, like a slightly upgrade, and it plays games in much better capacity in handheld mode. But I don't know how well it's going to play on TV mode, because if anything, it'll probably play the same exact way as the normal Switch would. Also, there's a new thing called the Steam Deck, which is probably going to be a competition for the Nintendo Switch. And I can actually see people buying that rather than the Switch OLED, which is kind of sad. And I already sense people scalping it now because they did recently announce that the Switch OLED is now starting to pre-order, but I doubt anyone cares, honestly. So, basically, unless you want to waste your money, go ahead and buy the Switch OLED. But as I said before, it's my opinion, and I'll probably buy the dock if they sell it separately, because I just really like the way it looks. And I might just buy it, the dock, like, just to put my Switch there. I mean, I don't know if my regular Nintendo Switch is probably going to fit in it, because, well, it probably will, because why else would they sell it separately? Because you could just probably put your regular Switch and put it in there. But, yeah. So, that's my thoughts on the Switch OLED. It's barely an upgrade. They only upgraded a few tiny things, and they just make little baby steps in the right direction. And it's just... So, would I really tell you to buy it? Well, if you don't have a Nintendo Switch, you could probably buy the Switch OLED. But if you already have a Nintendo Switch like me, you probably should just pass already and just not buy it. But, yeah, that's my thoughts on it. So... yeah. I'm sorry, Nintendo. I can't really defend you guys enough on this one. Like, seriously, we wanted a Switch Pro with, like, better capability and stuff. We just didn't want, like, a bigger, better screen in handheld mode. We didn't, like, want, like, we didn't just want a new kickstand. We didn't just want, like, a slightly better upgrade in a way. But, yeah, apparently this is what we're getting, and this will probably be our Nintendo Switch Pro. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, if you want to waste your money, go and buy the Switch OLED. But if you don't want to, don't buy it. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think of the Switch OLED in the comments. Are you going to buy it? Are you going to pass on it? But, yeah, I want to hear your guys' thoughts now. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm not completely hating on the Switch OLED. It looks kind of cool, but at the same time, it's just probably a waste of money if you already have a Switch, as I said before. But, yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. And I'm probably going to film some more videos of me here in my, like, new apartment here in Santo Domingo. And I have other video ideas that I'm writing on a piece of paper right now. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. Bye. Don't buy the Switch OLED!